So you're thinking about making a move to Toro Park here in Monterey County, California. If I was a betting man, which I am, I would say you've stumbled across this neighborhood while researching homes outside Salinas, and you're probably wondering to yourself, how much home can I get for my money? What's the area like? What are the amenities? And how good are the local schools? Well, stick with us because I'm going to be breaking all that down and more for you in today's video. My name is Andy Woolfoot, the British agent, realtor here in Monterey County, California. I get calls and texts every day from people looking to make the move out here to the Central Coast. So whether you're making a move in 9 days, 90 days, or even 900 days, feel free to get in touch and I will do everything I can to make your move to the Central Coast as smooth as possible. So come join me on my neighborhood walking tour of Toro Park. Now, if you can't already tell from the background shots in that intro, Toro Park is an absolutely gorgeous neighborhood to live in. The homes are a good size, the streets look absolutely gorgeous, and there is no issue fighting for parking. The development is located several miles south of the city of Salinas. That's a tongue twister. It was built in the 1970s. The population is just over 1,000, and according to the US Census, the median age is 53, and the average single person income is $69,000. There's my client Jake working out in his garage. Hello Jake, sold him that house 3 years ago. He is very happy here. Now the whole neighborhood lies on the eastern edge of the Fort Ord National Monument. That means there is plenty of hiking and cycling trails to be found nearby. And on top of that, you get some absolutely gorgeous views of the hills. We're several miles inland from the coast here, so we don't get as much coastal breeze, and it's a few degrees warmer. We get plenty of blazing sunshine all afternoon. This neighborhood was built for families. Most of the homes are going to have at least 4 bedrooms. They're going to be north of 2,000 square feet, and they're going to have a nice big lot so you can enjoy playing in the backyard with the kids. Now, if we're talking home prices, we have crept over the $1 million mark a couple of years ago when we had that surge of prices. The bigger homes, and especially ones that are upgraded nicely, today they're going to be fetching somewhere in the region of 1.2 to 1.5 million, depending on, the size and the quality of the finishes. One thing I can tell you about this neighborhood is the homes that come on the market do not hang around. I'm filming this in mid-November 2023, and there have been 8 listings in the last 6 months. 7 of them have sold within, I think, 11 days maximum of when they were listed on the market. One property I know, which is in escrow right now, took 59 days to get into contract, but the rest of them, like seriously, it was like 2 days, 5 days, 7 days, maximum 11 days to have an offer accepted. And this is during a time where interest rates have been the highest in decades. So it just goes to show, if you've got the right property, the buyers are going to be there. Okay, so I'm going to do what might be my new favorite thing and reading out some reviews I found online for the Toro Park neighborhood. Now, I can't be putting on the mock offended British accent because, quite frankly, I didn't really find any strong negative reviews. So here's what the people are saying. Toro Park is a great family community. Don't lump it in with Salinas. It's its own world altogether. Safe, tons of outdoor space to explore and play, good school districts. I have a co-worker that lives there. Quite a nice neighborhood. The commute into and out of Monterey is a little rough at times, especially in the summer, but it is fairly affordable. The area is pretty sunny, so it gets warm and you get enough vitamin D. I would do a few drives through the neighborhood at varying times of the week and day to see if it is your scene. Another one here. This is quite lengthy, so I might trim it down, but I've lived in Toro Park for about 3 years now, and overall I love the quality of life here. I'll start with the cons of living here, since they are pretty minor. The main route of travel to Salinas or Monterey involves the 68, where the traffic is pretty nasty in the morning and afternoon. It's a little irritating when the overflow comes through the neighborhood. The houses are stacked pretty close together, so if you don't get along with your neighbor, things can be interesting. I'm going to stop there and just go ahead and disagree with whoever wrote this post. I'm very familiar with the Toro Park neighborhood and have sold a bunch of homes here. And just looking at the comps from the last 6 months, most of the homes have at least 10,000 square foot on the lot space. Now, if you compare that to one of the new developments at, say, East Garrison, they typically have about 4,000 to 5,000. Your typical home in Marina is going to have 6,000 or 7,000. Seaside, I don't know, maybe 5,000 to 6,000 square foot. So the lot sizes, no, they're pretty big around here. You can have a nice backyard. Okay, back to the review. As the house prices have climbed, I've become more aware that there are a group of people that live here that can be a little snooty. Kind of like, if you don't live here, you don't belong. Okay, on to the positives. My favorite thing is the school. I can walk my kids to the school in the morning, and the quality of education is outstanding. I sing the school's praises all the time. Next, we are right next to Fort Ord, Toro Park, the actual park, and 3 beautiful parks with playgrounds in the neighborhood. Since moving here, I've taken up mountain biking because Fort Ord is such a great place to shred trails. But even just going for a walk back there is a great experience. Overall, the neighborhood is very quiet and friendly. You will see kids riding their bikes all day, and it's unusual to drive around without seeing couples and families out for a walk or playing in the parks. So in this area south of Salinas, we are right in the heart of the agricultural area. It's known as the salad bowl of the US. I think I read somewhere that we produce around 50% of the country's fresh produce here. And because of that, this area is home to a number of large corporations who deal with the packing and shipping of produce, such as Church Brothers, Andy Boy, other companies like that. So if you are transferring for work with some of them, Toro Park is an area which is very popular with people moving to this area to start a new job with those. Now, if you're thinking that Toro Park is going to be an isolated community miles and miles away from the nearest shops and restaurants, fear not, because I'm here at the Toro Park Center. As you can see, a whole bunch of local businesses that you can support. Loads of small local businesses that are going to prevent you having to drive all the way into Salinas to get what you need. We've got a nail salon, coffee shop, even a veterinary center. Going to give a special shout out to Angelina's Pizza behind me. Really good pies there. Might go get myself a slice after I'm done with the video. Toro Park is fortunate enough to have its own elementary school, Toro Park Elementary School. From the research I've done online, it seems like it's a fantastic school. Greatschools.org gives it a 9 out of 10. Again, I don't have any kids in this school, so please do your own research, but it seems to get great reviews online. One thing to mention before I forget is, because this neighborhood backs up to the Fort Ord National Monument, you can see in the background here, we've got all this brown grass that's dried on the slopes there. Now, this is a minor fire risk, but you do want to check with your insurance provider on whether you need additional fire insurance coverage because of the location. Now, the Toro Park neighborhood is absolutely legendary around here for trick-or-treaters. I've been here the last few Halloweens with my little kids. It is absolutely bonkers. There are hundreds and hundreds of kids out on the streets from very early on. The whole neighborhood seems to go absolutely crazy for Halloween and trick-or-treaters. My 3 girls came home with a sack absolutely loaded with candy. My wife and I were very grateful for that because we got to eat, I'd say, the majority of it. There's one guy in particular, I can't remember the name of the street, but he just goes crazy for it. He gets some like police caution tape and tapes off his whole property. He gets a smoke machine. Like, he's pretending like there's an alien spaceship like crashed in his front yard or something. He comes out in like a full radiation suit. I can't remember the name of the street that's on, but I'm sure a few people know what the guy I'm talking about. If you're watching, good on you, sir, and thanks for all the work you do to make Toro Park such an amazing trick-or-treat location. The Toro Park neighborhood is an amazing location. Like I said earlier in the video, it is right next to the Fort Ord National Monument, and to the east, we have the Toro County Park. Now, this fits the bill of being a sort of regular park with the recreational facilities. The park itself is on the other side of the 68 highway to the Toro Park neighborhood. It was first opened in 1971. It's a 4,700 acre park that attracts thousands of visitors annually and is just teeming with wildlife. If you're walking on the trails, be prepared to see deer, turkey, even wild pigs and coyotes. On rare occasions, we've even had reports of mountain lions and great eagles. Now, if you don't feel like taking on the trails and tackling coyotes and mountain lions, this is still a fantastic place to bring the family. You can enjoy a picnic, let the kiddos run around on the grass, or even just kick a soccer ball about with your mates. Now, if you really like the location and you can't quite swing $1 million for a house, then don't worry, I have another option for you. Right now I'm walking through the Creekside complex. This is a collection of a few dozen townhomes just down the road from Toro Park. Most of the properties behind me are 3 and 4 bedroom townhomes. There is, of course, the additional expense of a HOA, but you can get like a decent 3 or 4 bedroom property, maybe 1,500 square foot, for somewhere in the 700s, maybe 800s if it's been upgraded nicely. You can see behind me, Creekside is still backing up against the Fort Ord National Monument. Also, there's plenty of parking available for visitors. And the HOA not only includes upkeep of the roofs, but also includes a whole bunch of amenities. You've got a swimming pool, tennis courts, and of course, there are tons of hiking and cycling trails to be found. Actually, you know what this is perfect for? Sold that one. This is a perfect place if you live in Toro Park and you have a family and you want your mother or father-in-law to be close by, close enough that they can come around and babysit, but they don't actually have to live on the property. They're just a few minutes down the road here in Creekside. And that's a wrap on another video. Thank you so much for staying all the way to the end. I'm Andy Woolfoot, the British agent, realtor here in Monterey County. And remember, if you are making a move to the Central Coast, whether it's in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I will be delighted to help make your move to the Central Coast as easy as possible. Also, I'm delighted to be a resource for you, whether you have any questions about any of the neighborhoods here in Monterey County. Thanks again. I'm off home for a cup of tea. See you on the next video.